What's good, YouTube? Once again, it's the one and only OG Hollywood coming at you with another edition of that Ferguson Chronicle, where we bring it live from the day room to the living room to the streets. Today, I'm tapping in with a guest coming straight out of that murder worth. He goes by the name of Danger. Danger did time with me in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and he's here today to tell his story and the time he spent in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Let's tap in with Danger, please. What's good, Darius?
Hey, what's up, what?
Oh, man, long time no see, man. So do me a favor, go ahead and tell the viewers where you're from and what led to the prison, bro.
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, man, and what led me to prison, I got locked up for. I got incarcerated for a drive-by shooting I committed back in March 1994.
Let me ask you this: what year did you land in prison, man? And tell the viewers what unit you landed on.
I made it to TDCJ in 1995. 1995. I landed on the terror unit. At the time, it was considered to be one of the worst units in the system. And I left in 1996, sometime in 1996. I stayed over there like a year and some change.
Okay, so now go ahead and describe to the viewers, man, what was it like for you to be getting off the bus at the back gate of the terror unit, man? One of the worst units in 1994, man, because I knew it was a lot of killings going on over there, man. And,
yeah, it was.
So go ahead and tell the viewers, man, what was it like for you to get off the bus at the back gate of the terror unit?
Well, man, just like everybody else, man, I had butterflies. You know, I had already been hearing stories about the unit, about the penitentiary in general, man. So I had a few butterflies when I got there, man. But I basically had my mind made up, man, on what I was going to do if push came to shove. So yeah, I had a few jitterbugs there, man. For a hot second or two, man. But after that, man, it was short lived, man, and I was pretty much cool, calm, collect once I got settled.
So let me ask this: so, what was the sounds and sights like when you first entered inside the terror unit, man? If you can remember, man, what stuck out to you the most?
Man, it was almost like everything I had been seeing on TV prior to going to prison. You know how when they was taking me to my pod, when they were taking me to the pod, you know, you had brothers out there on the rec yard, man, working out, shadow boxing, you know, playing basketball. And when I made it to the pod, man, you know, you had brothers huddled up, you know, you had different cars. What's up, what?
So let me ask this, man. So, when you pulled up, you said you see brothers in different cars, right? In other words,
yeah,
the section that you pulled up on, it was broke down, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give us a high overview of how the day room looked as far as being broke down and people was in different areas.
Well, it was segregated up in there. You know, it was segregated, man. You had the Mexicans hanging out amongst the Mexicans. You had the whites hanging out amongst the whites, you know, the blacks amongst the blacks. It was segregated up in there, man. You know, everybody had their own particular car they was with, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how that was up in there.
So let me ask this, man. And I'm gonna try to switch this up, man, because I need a different answer from a different person, man.
Mm-hmm.
During your 24 years incarcerated Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man, what was one of your worst experiences?
Lockdown, man. There had to been a lockdown back when I was on Ferguson in 2003, man. Lockdown. That was probably one of the worst lockdowns I did was in 2003, man. Uh, yeah, you familiar with this because I know you was over there at that time too, man. You know, the water had went out, it was hot. Brothers taking the shit in chip bags, throwing them over the run and everything, man. So I mean, it was pretty bad. I was familiar with doing lockdowns, but that was probably the worst one. That was probably one of the worst ones I did. So that's
So
kind
in
of
other words,
that kind of stands out.
let me ask this. So for the viewers' sake, right? I was there,
Yeah,
you was there,
yeah,
because I want them to kind of see what you saw, and matter of fact, what me and you saw, right?
yeah,
So it's already hot outside,
yeah,
no water in the cells, right?
yeah,
Feeding Johnnies.
yeah,
So at that particular time, uh, when the man eat, he has to relieve himself, right?
yeah,
So two men in the cell and one after another using the bathroom in the bag, right?
yeah.
So from a mental standpoint, how did Danger handle that?
I just took it in stride, just like everything else. I took it all in stride, man. Because like I told you once before when we talked, man, I wasn't gonna let it break me. You know what I'm saying? So I just took it all in stride. I made my adjustments. I just got, I got by.
All right, man. So let me ask this, man. And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But I have to ask the question, man, because I already know I get a different answer every time I ask this question.
Yeah,
Did you ever lose anybody while you was there?
yeah. I lost both my grandmothers and my grandfather. I lost my grandmother, the one that I was really close to back in 2000. I lost her in 2000, man. It was devastating, man. We was on lockdown, as a matter of fact, when it happened. But I was kind of already, preparing myself for it to happen because they was already telling me about how her health was deteriorating, man. So when I got the news, man, they called me up to the office, man, and told me they had some news. I was kind of already expecting that to be the news. Uh, and when they called me up there and told me, man, I broke down. And I was trying to see if I'd be able to go to, I would be able to go to the funeral. But they told me I couldn't do it because of my custody. And went back to my cell, man. I cried some more, man. And with God help, man, I got through that too, man.
So let's talk about the time spent in the day room, man. If you can remember, man, some of those guys that you did time with in the day room, man, that specifically you bonded with, man. If you can remember any of those names, man, go ahead and give them to me.
And you know what I'm saying? You, of course, Crazy T, Nero, Seedhead, my boy Manchi, Bud Lee, uh, Willie Pye. It's so many, man. I can name so many, man. Tony Walker, man. Teflon, Kenneth Godfrey, Kenneth Hartfield. I mean, I can name so many, man. I've been all over the system, man. So it's a whole bunch of people I bonded with over those 24 years of incarceration.
So let me ask this, man. So from a mental standpoint, for 24 years, man, how did you prepare yourself mentally to wake up in there every day, man?
How did I prepare myself to wake up? I don't know, man. That's a good question, man. I don't even know if I just made preparation on waking up, man. I just got up, man, for the most part, man. Uh, uh, I was I was never, how can I say? That's a good question, boy. How did I prepare myself to get up, man, every morning, man? Uh, I just got up, man, with prayer, what I'm saying? I went to bed, man. Shit, before I went to bed, I mean, it wasn't nobody but him that woke me up. So,
And the reason why I asked that, man, is because uh every day is not the same. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know, it's different days bring different things.
real talk.
So that's one of my reasons for asking that type of question. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me ask this here, man. Let's talk about the 24 years you did, right?
All right.
During your 24-year tangent, man, let's talk about some of the things you took advantage of. I'm talking about from an educational standpoint.
Man, you know, I got my GED while I was in there, man. Got my GED, man. I can't remember what year that was, man, but I got my GED, man. I also went to college for a little while, man. Never did complete it, but took advantage of a lot of the programs they had up in there too, man. Whether they was Christian based, you know, pre-education and stuff like that, there, man. So my time was utilized. You know, I utilized my time, you know, pretty good up in there, man. It wasn't just sitting around not doing anything, man. But a lot of my education was informal. I got a lot of that informal education. I got the formal too, but I placed greater emphasis on the informal education more so than the formal.
So when you mean you place emphasis on the formal education, what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm talking about the educational system. The educational system, man. I mean, I had all that done. I acquired all that while I was in there, but a lot of the, you know, the informal stuff came from my own desire to want to grow and want to learn and want to expand the stuff that they didn't teach you while you was in school. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, man. So let me ask this, Dane. During your 24-year term in Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and we all received set-offs, right?
Yeah.
And let's talk about how many set-offs that you received.
Well, I got two set-offs. Man, but they, you know, I got two set-offs. I got one in 2009 where it was a 4-year set-off. Then I came up in 2013. They turned around and gave me another 4-year set-off, which was an additional 8 years added on to that 15 I was supposed to do.
So let me ask this. So 2 4-year set-offs, right?
Yeah.
During those 2 4-year set-offs, did the mindset stay the same?
No. I mean, when I saw parole the first time, I'm pretty much on the straight, you know, straight and narrow anyway, man. So, like, you and I talked before, man. I was discouraged a little bit when I got that first set off, man. I mean, it crushed me, man. It crushed me, man. And I thought about tapping out at one point in time, man. But I knew it was just a matter of time before I got up out of it. I just had to, you know, stay firm and stay focused, man. So, my mind frame, it tightened up. I got tighter, man. I got tightened up, man. I wasn't no looking back. It wasn't no looking back, man. I was through with that process. That phase of my life was over with.
So let me ask this, man. So came time for you to be released, man. Let's talk about that. What did that feel like when you received the news that you was getting out?
And you see me smiling right now, don't you?
Yeah, I see you smiling.
Hey, man, that was the greatest feeling in the world when they told me I made parole, bro. Say, man, I still get joy about that, man. And say, man, because I really thought my chance of making parole was slim to none, man. I had just got a major case, man. And they took some custody from me, man. They dropped me down from I was an extra, and they dropped me down to a line one behind this female officer I was messing with. I actually got married to. Some kind of way they found out, man. You know, they say I beat the system, man. They found out. Long story short, they found out who she was, man, and they wrote me a major case, man. They took me out the dormitory, put me on the building, back on the building, man, and I was getting ready to see parole again. So I was thinking my chances, man, were gonna be slim to none, man. I just knew I was ready to go, man. But I stayed praying, man. And I had people out there praying for me, man. It was only by God's grace and mercy, man, that I got up out of that place, man. It was only by His grace and mercy, man, for real, man. But the joy that I felt when they told me when I found out I made it, man, say, bro, I don't know if I experienced anything like that in my entire life, man.
All right. This is the big question right here. What was it like? What was going through your head when you got on that bus on your way back to Fort Worth, Texas?
Well, actually, go ahead.
What was it like? Let me rephrase that. What was it like when you were released the first day?
Man, say, man, My sister and my mother was out there to pick me up at Huntsville, man. They came to the Wild Unit to pick me up, man. It was just like a breath of fresh air, man. It was a breath of fresh air for me, man. I mean, I can't even describe it, man. I was just overjoyed, overwhelmed. I was just thanking God throughout the whole process, man. That's how it went, man. I mean, it was good, man. It was just good to smell. Even the air smelled different when I got out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything was just fresh. I felt like a whole new person, man. And I mean, it was a brand new start for me, man. My mind was renewed. I feel rejuvenated, man. And I'm still riding on that high right to this day, man. That's why I can smile about it, man. Still riding on it. Yeah.
So let me ask this, man. So finally make it back home, right?
Yeah.
And I always like to ask this because this is one day that a man will never forget, right?
Yeah.
First day, you arrive home and walk through that door on your own personal reconnaissance with no handcuffs, nobody trailing you, nobody looking for you. You a free man. What did that feel like?
Freedom. You say, what did it feel like? It felt like freedom.
Yeah.
That's the only word. That's the only word I can sum it up with, man. It felt like freedom, man. The shackles was off, man. The shackles were gone, man. You know what I'm saying? It felt like freedom, man. You know what I'm saying? I was able to do, in a sense, because I was still on house arrest, man. But it wasn't no more balls, man. Really the freedom started while I was incarcerated, though, man. I was locked up physically, but mentally, man, I was already free, man. I was already free. I was just still physically within the system. So it just kind of when I finally got released, it just enhanced that freedom that I had already, had.
So let me ask this, man. So now you're free, you've been home, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the things you had to adjust to.
Man, really would my transition my transition into society, man, has really been easy, man. As of lately, it's got kind of difficult, man. But it's been kind of easy, man. Like I say, I utilized my time wisely while I was down there, man. So making adjustments out here wasn't even hard for me, man. Then I've had a great support system, man. Great friends, man. And I gotta give some credit to the lady I was married to at one point in time, man. She taught me a lot too, man. She helped me out a great deal throughout that process, man. So I salute up for that too, man. But man, it's been easy for me, man. It's been easy, man. I really haven't had too many complications, man. Every time it seemed like I'm gonna hit rock bottom, man. You and I were talking the other day, through text, and I know you were sent because that's just how I know God. That's how I know God worked, man. I woke up that morning, man, stressing about some things, man, and you came with some encouraging word that I needed to hear, man. So with all that being said, man, he has never allowed me to hit rock bottom, man. So to answer your question, man, the adjustments out here, man, me adjusting out here, man, it's been easy for me, man. It really, I haven't had that many complications with it, man.
So in other words, you want to give a big shout out to the man up above, right?
Always.
Yeah, I do that for you, man. Salute to the man upstairs, man, for always watching over us, man. So
Always.
Let me ask this, Danger, man. So let's talk about some of the positive things that you've done since you've been out, man. From a personal standpoint, man, that's gonna keep you free.
Really, man, I just try to be I try to advocate. I try to be an example of the stuff that I preach, man. I try not to go. I don't try to force anything on nobody, man. I just try to set the example. So when you see me, those who look up to me, man, those who respect me, man, those that got admiration for me, when they see me, man, they see the things that I'm doing, man, and that let them know, man, hey, man, they look at me, they be like, hey, man, that's what's up, man, and you know, every chance I get, man, you know, I share my testimony with people, man. I let them know, man, you know, hey, man, what I've been through. This is where I came from, and this is where I'm at. So you don't want to go down that route, man. It's not even necessary. You can learn from my mistakes, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make the same mistakes I make, but that's wisdom. That's wisdom, man. So I try to share that, man. I try to share it as much as I can, man. You know, I try to be strategic with it because, like I say, you don't want to try to force feed nobody nothing, man. You know, I just try to fit them, you know, be that, you know, example, man. That example for those out here, man, that may be looking at me from afar or up close, you know. So
let me ask this, man. So, and the reason why I'm asking you this, man, because when you went in, you was at a young age, right?
yeah,
Didn't know a lot, but learned a lot
yeah,
and acquired a lot from a mental standpoint, right?
yeah,
So I feel like you qualified to do this, right?
yeah.
Because any man that has did 24 years in Texas Department of Criminal Justice and made it back and still put together from a mental standpoint, that man has earned the opportunity to give advice to anybody that will listen, right? It's like you just said, you can't force an individual to take anything, right?
Yeah, yeah,
However, for anybody that was going down the road, danger was going down, right?
yeah.
What would be your personal advice to them to do something else different other than the things that you're doing that's going to land them in the spot that you did 24 years in? What would be your advice?
For them to avoid that.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Listen to those. Listen, you know, listen to the people that love you the most, man. I mean, take what they tell you in consideration. You know, take what they tell you in consideration because they love you, man. And people that love you, truly love you and care about you, man, won't never try to lead you in the wrong direction, man. So learn to be humble and learn to listen, man. Uh, that's something I didn't do. You know, I had people constantly in my ear, man, telling me, you know, hey, man, you need to stop this, stop that, man, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't listen. I didn't take it in consideration, man, that they love me. They was only telling me that because they love me, man. So learn to listen, man. You know, be humble, man, and listen, man. And be patient with the process, man. Be patient with the process because what you want, eventually you're going to get it. You just got to stay the course. You got to stay the course, man. You can't give up, man. I mean, I can't imagine what it would have been like those 24 years in prison, man, if I would have gave up, man. So you can't quit, man. Quitting can't be an option. Quitting can't be an option, man. But be patient, man. Be humble, man. And trust the process, man. Trust the process, man. I think I wrote something on Facebook about that one day, man, about the caterpillar, man. It starts out crawling on its belly, man. Then it goes to that metamorphosis stage, man. It has to go into that cocoon for a little while, in order, before it can become that butterfly, that beautiful butterfly, man. So you just got to trust the process, believe in the process, man. That's what I had to do, man. And don't think it's gonna always be easy, man, because it's not. It's not. And if you anything like me, man, you don't want it easy, man, because I didn't appreciate things that came easy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Embrace those challenges, embrace the challenges that you are faced with, those obstacles, knowing that they only there to edify you, to build you up, not destroy you, but it all depends on your perception of it. So that's what I would tell them, man. I mean, that's my advice to anybody, man, that's willing to listen to whatever I got to say, man. Just believe in the process, man. Trust the process. Don't give up, man. Don't quit, man. Don't quit, man. Embrace failure. Embrace failure, man. Don't
Like we
quit.
always say, man, through struggle build strength, man. Without the struggle, it won't be no strength, man. Once again, real life stories coming to you live from the murder world. So let me ask this here, Danger. As we come to a conclusion, right?
Say what?
As we come to a conclusion on the show, right?
Yeah.
I always let the individual that I'm interviewing close the show on their note, right?
Yeah.
So today is no different. So I allow you to do that on whichever note that you want to close it on, man. Salute whoever you want to salute to, and we'll close it out like that, man.
But first and foremost, I want to salute you, Wood, for what you're doing right now, man. This platform that you got, man, is going to help a lot of brothers out, man. That's going, that done been down that route, man. So I want to salute you first and foremost, man. Then I want to salute those, those of us who are sticking to the script, man, who sticking to the things that we said we was going to do before we got up out of there, man. So I want to salute those brothers, man, that stand down for the cause, man. Then last but not least, man, I want to give all praise to him up there, man, because without him, man, would none of this be possible, man. So I give two salutes out there. I give two big salutes to him, man, and my family, of course, man. So
once again, real life people, real life stories, man. And I wouldn't have it no other way, man. Danes, I appreciate you for coming on, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing like the caterpillar, man. Because guess what? Nothing happens overnight, man. It has to be did brick by brick before you build that building, right? And always remember this, man, that when you go to thinking about doing anything other than right, they still got it. And what I mean, they still got it, they got the one size that fits all. And that's the white uniform, right? Stay free, stay positive, man. And with that being said, man, salute, Danger. Once again, real life people, real life story where nothing is ever scripted, man. I'd like to appreciate Danger for coming on and giving his spiel on the time he spent in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man. Please continue to tune in, and most of all, always hit that like, subscribe, and share this content.